Mexico has the world's third highest COVID-19 death toll behind the United States and Brazil. Over 215,000 people are known to have died. Testing is limited, and experts believe that the real death toll is actually much higher. So the government is seeking to speed up vaccinations. Only around 5% of the population is fully inoculated, and Mexico is appealing for more shots from abroad. Earlier this month, President Manuel Lopez Obrador received the Astra Zeneca shot. But Mexico is also developing its own vaccine. If approved, it would be the second Latin American vaccine. The Cuban shot is now in the final stages of testing.
Mexico, one of the countries worst affected by the coronavirus pandemic and dependent on imported vaccines in short supply globally. To help reduce the country's future dependency, Mexico is developing its own vaccine, named Patria, Spanish for homeland. The company spearheading the drive is already eyeing clinical trials. The Mexican government hopes the vaccine can be approved for emergency use by the end of the year. Authorities say it has several advantages. This is a vaccine that can be administered as a nasal spray. And we've been laying the groundwork for mass production that will help keep costs low. And this in turn will make the vaccine more accessible to people in countries such as ours, which are not as wealthy. That's thanks in large part to drawing on U.S. technology already used in other vaccines, which the Mexican developer says has proven safe and effective. The Mexican government has contributed to the funding. I think it's good. I don't know when it will come out. The problem here has been the lack of support for research, so it will take a long time. Mexico is a country that should be a leader in the Americas, and it should help supply other countries in Central America. Mexico's president has condemned vaccine hoarding by rich countries in the past. He says his nation will share its vaccine with others.
And I'm joined now by Maria Elena Alvarez-Bulla, who we just saw in that report. She is the director of Mexico's National Council of Science and Technology, which is working on the development of the Patria vaccine. It's good to have you on the program. This vaccine, we understand it, if it's approved, the approval could come by the end of this year. Will that be too little, too late for the people of Mexico?
Well, no, because one of the goals is to recover the sufficiency, the self-sufficiency Mexico used to have in '99, for example, to face all the diseases that have to be prevented with vaccines. And besides, we still don't know how this first vaccination will have to be reinforced and how Mexico could help other countries. So it's not too late, never too late, to become less dependent on abroad for such strategic aspects as health. So that's why CONACYT has been articulating capacities, Mexican capacities, both public and private, to recover this sufficiency in the production of vaccines, not only against SARS-CoV-2, but for other illnesses that are treated with such vaccination as a preventive means.
We know that the vaccine that you're working on is designed to be administered as a nasal spray. What are the advantages of that?
Well, the formulations are both nasal and also intramuscular as other vaccines. So both in animals at the preclinical trials and the clinical trials, both types of formulations will be tested and the combination of these. And of course, even having one of the administrations being nasal and not intramuscular makes it cheaper and also more practical to be administered at a very high rate. So that's why we are very interested in at least having one of the administration being nasal.
Yeah, I know that a lot of people around the world, not just in Mexico, would like to have a nasal spray instead of an injection with a needle. I understand that the clinical trials are just beginning. Is it too early to talk about what level of efficacy we're going to have from this vaccine?
Yes, it is too early. We're just starting the first phase 1 trial, clinical trial for safety, and the first data on efficacy and immune response in humans. But the preclinical data are very, very promising.
That's good to hear. What are the plans for making this vaccine accessible to other lower income countries?
Well, if the 3 clinical trial phases are successful, both in Mexico and in other countries, then we will be able to have a local, Latin American production. We already have both a pilot plant in Mexico and also an industrial plant being set up, ready to scale up the production of this vaccine in case everything goes well, which we hope to. But we are ready also to transfer this technology to other countries in an open innovation platform, which we have agreed, by the way. This is a technology that has been developed both by Mexican and American scientists and also Spanish scientists in collaborations. The basis of it, which is based on the vector of Newcastle virus, has been done for many years back now in collaboration between Mexican public and private researchers and the American group. So Mexico has a unique formulation of this vector for a vaccine against SARS-CoV-2.
You're doing very important work, and we certainly wish you much success. We hope that this vaccine works out exactly as you intend it to do. Maria Elena Alvarez Bolia, Director of Mexico's National Council of Science and Technology. We appreciate your time and your insights tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.